Good day, you sexy internet travelers. Failey here, and today we're going to talk about possibly the most underrated anime of 2017, Sangatsu no Lion. Now, officially, Sangatsu no Lion Season 1 began airing in October of 2016, but seeing as how the vast majority of the overall episodes are in 2017, I'm going to consider this a 2017 anime. Now, why are we talking about this anime today? Well, let me throw this out there. The anime, My Girlfriend is a Faithful Virgin Bitch, had 40% more popularity than Sangatsu no Lion, which is the 27th highest scoring anime of all time. And I sort of see that as a tremendous disappointment. So today, I'm going to talk about some of the reasons you should go check out this anime, and hope that we can garner a bit larger following for this fantastic anime. So how long has it been since you've seen a half-decent anime about shogi? Too friggin' long, that's how long, because decent anime about shogi are about as common as penguins in the desert. In Sangatsu no Lion, you'll get to follow the journey of a 17-year-old professional shogi player by the name of Rei Kiriyama. Now, before I give any more details, some of you might be thinking, wait a second, isn't shogi that incredibly boring Japanese board game? Well, yes it is, but that shouldn't deter you from watching this anime. If anything should deter you from watching this anime, it's the lack of shogi in this shogi-based anime. There are so many more elements outside of shogi here. We get to watch Rei struggle through his depressing turmoil of loneliness, and we get to see him form meaningful relationships with frankly some of the most adorably designed characters in the history of anime. This isn't a shogi sports anime. This is a fairly dark and fairly heavy drama. So if you were wanting a non-stop barrage of shoujo-style shogi action, you best walk away now, because for an anime with the premise of shogi, the shogi really fails to be the most prevalent element here. No, the most prevalent element in this anime is the relationships. And this may sort of sound like it would be the most prevalent element throughout all good anime, but I don't think this is necessarily the case. For example, when I think of Hajime no Ippo, I don't really think relationships. I think cool sports anime with constant personal development of the main character. When I think Hunter x Hunter, yes, it has relationships, but it's not the central focus of the anime. There's lots of training, and there's lots of adventure, and there's tournament arcs, and I love it. It's great, but I don't think about deep and explored, heartfelt relationships. When I think of Sangatsu no Lion, I think exclusively relationships. Now, why is this the case? What is Sangatsu no Lion doing differently? What it does is it sets up the premise for the relationship, and then when Rei Kiriyama and the viewer feel like they have a concept of the relationship, they will challenge that concept in some way. One example I will use is, in one of the shogi matches, we've been set up to focus on the big picture, on the long term, on the match after this match. And then, in the middle of this game of shogi, Rei realizes his opponent was much better than he previously thought, and it dawns on him that he was treating his opponent as essentially a side character, and that's how I was perceiving the opponent. I wasn't anticipating the match to be anything more than just a little bonus scene. But then this idea that the character in front of us was insignificant gets completely shattered. The relationship between Rei and the previously insignificant opponent takes us for a complete 180, and that happens so much throughout this anime. You'll think you have these characters and these relationships figured out, and then you'll gain some game-changing insight into how the character perceives the relationships, or they'll do or say something that completely throws you off guard. It's all of these elements combined that make the relationships in this anime so real. Now, in an anime about shogi, it would be pretty odd if I didn't talk about the shogi scenes, so let's get to it. The first thing I'm going to say about these scenes is that they are done so well that it's really quite a shame that there's not more of them. Now, you might be intimidated and think, well, I don't really know anything about shogi, am I going to be lost in these scenes? And no, and that's why it's so brilliant. Now, do I think I could appreciate this anime more if I understood shogi? Yeah, absolutely. I felt the same way watching Bungo Stray Dogs and not understanding the literature references. But it's okay, because they give you these analogies, and these analogies harmonize with the shogi player's personality. You'll feel like you completely understand how the character plays, even though you know absolutely nothing about shogi. The matches are used as a backdrop to explore character dynamics and emotions in a really unique and really subtle way. you'll get to see the character's entire backstory, even if they're just a side character. It's for that one match, and in that one match, they are the main character. That's why each match feels entirely different. It's not just an exploration of different shogi tactics. In fact, you'll learn absolutely nothing about shogi. What you learn is the history of the characters on the other side of the board. And each character's story is so unique and so well developed that you'll just completely forget that they were a side character. So if you were afraid of redundant or enigmatic shogi matches, fear not, they got you covered. Now, it would be a crime to end this video without talking about the visuals this anime puts out. It's a very identifiable style, and it's one I'm definitely fond of. You'll know the studio that made the anime within a single episode. Studio Shaft really drew upon the Monogatari feel, if that's a series you're familiar with. If you have seen the Monogatari series, you'll instantly notice what I'm talking about. Now, for those of you that are really out of the loop right now, Shaft is the studio that did Madoka. So, the point that I'm making here is that this anime was crafted by the Van Goghs of anime. They present excellent contrast between warm-feeling environments, cold-feeling environments, depressing environments, lonely environments. Every single scene has the most remarkable coordination of colors and textures, and it makes it feel almost surreal. I would even hesitate to say that they did an even better job in Sangatsu no Line than they did with the Monogatari series in terms of visuals. Seriously, if for no other reason, just treat yourself to some of this delicious eye candy. Well, that pretty much sums up everything I can say without spoiling anything. So hopefully I was at least able to pique your interest, but if you've already seen this anime and know how great it is, then please share this video with a poor deprived soul who doesn't know how great it is. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay sexy, internet travelers.